Today's thoughts and prayers go out to this guy, Mr. Chris Wright of Richmond, Virginia. Mr. Wright is a single father of 4 and a Trump supporter, a Trump fan.
And I'm a Trump supporter, I'm a Trump fan. Well, obviously there's been things that's been going on that's brought that into question.
What things, you ask? Well, Mr. Wright relies on government assistance for housing for him, his 4 kids, and their dog. And the Trump administration wants to limit assistance to only 2 years. And if that happens, Mr. Wright doesn't know what he'll do. Mr. Wright said, and if he did that, and if I was limited to 2 years, it would devastate me and my children. You see, Mr. Wright is disabled, and supposedly there will be an exemption, but who gets to make that call on who is disabled enough to receive an exemption? Mr. Wright would love to work, but he says with today's wages, he would still need help.
And you've got to pay for rent and electric and everything else on top of food and all that other stuff. You cannot raise families doing that as a single family, as a single provider or anything. It's just not possible.
West Virginia keeps voting for policies that destroy their own communities, then acts shocked when those communities get destroyed. Today we're diving into Trump country, where litter boxes in schools are real, where coal jobs are coming back, where socialism is evil, until your government check stops coming. When you build your worldview on conspiracy theories and vote based on fantasies, you don't get solutions, you get consequences. And today, we're watching those consequences hit in real time. Welcome to Mind Mirror. Let's get into it.
You know what I hate? I tell people I'm from West Virginia and they look at me like, oh, I guess I better stay away from you. Huh? Why are we doing that? In the big 2025, why are we doing that? Why are we being elitist and classist in 2025? Why are we doing that? I recently posted a video of my family Christmas party in West Virginia. You know what the comments say? If this were my family, I'd stay home. They look racist. You don't know them. What if I say your divisive language is giving MAGA? What then? What then? Everybody else who's not so quick to judgment, grab a plate, get a pepperoni roll.
I am so glad I am not a MAGA cult member. I am completely independent and I do my own research on everything. I am not one of those ignorant people, and I can live my days in peace knowing that I am a good man who has compassion for all and doesn't make himself to be obnoxious in public.
I do my own research on everything. That phrase right there, it's become code for I watched YouTube videos until I found someone who agreed with what I already believed. Real research means checking sources, understanding methodology, reading actual studies, not listening to a guy in his truck rant about immigration while parked at a gas station. Here's what's wild. If you want people to stop judging your community, maybe don't lean into every single stereotype that makes their judgment seem justified. Want respect? Show critical thinking, show nuance. Don't just regurgitate talking points and call it independent thought.
But they start talking about Trump. They thought they was going to win the election until the people cut the TV off and said, no, I'm looking at my pocketbook and I'm looking at what's going on the borders and stuff and my safety, and I'm going to the grocery stores, I'm going to the gas stations, you know what I mean? I'm looking at the schools where they talking about kids can be cats and stuff and fairies and stuff. Come on, man, when does it stop? You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I was in Pennsylvania, I was in Butler, and they talking about schools around in the area. I don't know exactly what town it was, but they were talking about kids got litter boxes in school. Like, come on, seriously? Like, wake up, America. Like, it's some of the stuff is just common sense. Like, who want to live in a country like that? You know what I mean? Sooner or later they'll be saying their dogs. Sooner or later they'll be saying their pigs. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Enough is enough, you know?
The litter boxes again. Listen, this has been debunked so many times, it's exhausting. There are no litter boxes in schools for kids who identify as cats. None. Zero. It's fiction. But here's why it matters. Once a conspiracy takes root, facts don't matter anymore. People will believe anything that confirms their existing worldview. No evidence required, just rage. And when your entire political identity is built on things that aren't real, every decision you make is disconnected from reality. You end up supporting policies that gut the programs keeping your town alive while fighting imaginary culture wars. Before repeating something outrageous, ask yourself, where did this come from? Can I verify it? Or am I just spreading rage bait because anger feels easier than solutions?
I mean, it does not matter where you go in West Virginia. You see this stuff everywhere. Good patriots. Patriots all over this dang state. All right, we heard there was a big race in town today, so we're going to come up here and talk to some of these people. And I'm sure they're going to be
be on the right.
A lot of Trump people at this racetrack. I can already hear them gassing up. So how does West Virginia feel about the...
Well, it looks like more and more of these MAGA morons are starting to realize what it is they voted for. I was just listening to a gentleman from West Virginia. He's a senior citizen, not a MAGA moron. He voted the right way. But he knows a lot of MAGA morons, as you'd expect, living in West Virginia. Anyway, a lot of these people are on insulin. And their insulin just went from $6 for a month's supply all the way up to $80. Just like that. And they're finding out that the reason is because Donald Trump immediately reversed a Biden policy to lower the price of insulin through the Medicare program. So now these idiots are going to be spending, what's the math on that? $74 a month more on their insulin? Oh my God. You know, there's consequences to stupidity. Just saying.
Reality just kicked down the door. Insulin was capped at $35 a month through Medicare. That policy saved lives, and it got reversed immediately. Not because it was bad policy, because it had the wrong person's name on it. Now seniors in West Virginia are paying $80 instead of $6. That's an extra $74 a month. That's groceries, medicine, the difference between making rent or choosing which pills to take. And they still won't connect the dots. There's always someone else to blame. Congress, Big Pharma, Democrats, never the person who actually signed the order. Elections have consequences. When you vote based on memes and vibes instead of actual policy, you get hurt. Because politicians don't care about your insulin costs once they've already won. You're on your own after that.
So I don't know if you guys remember when Donald Trump told coal miners they were going to be mining so much coal they were going to be sick of it. He went down to West Virginia and the southwestern Virginia areas to tell them all this, Kentucky, all that noise. So just for some little shits and giggles for you, guess how many coal mining jobs they've gained? If you said they've shrunk by 50%, you would be right. Also, not for nothing, but Virginia, which is the strongest economy of those coal mining states, is the 13th in the country, stronger than Sweden for context, and has plenty of billionaires in Northern Virginia. They're rural counties where they mine the coal. Those schools do 20% worse in most cases. And also 15 rural counties in Virginia are what's known as medical deserts. That means that those women can get no health care, no prenatal care, and there are no birthing centers or midwives. So I guess my question is when does the winning start, Donald? Because these people are dying because of you.
We're gonna mine so much coal, you'll get sick of it. Coal jobs are down 50%. Medical deserts everywhere. Schools failing, infrastructure collapsing. The coal industry was dying long before 2016. Automation, natural gas, renewables, these are market forces. You can't executive order your way out of basic economics. But politicians sold a fantasy anyway, because it felt good to believe someone finally cared. Now those communities are worse off than before. Fewer jobs, no health care, crumbling towns. Meanwhile, the billionaires in Northern Virginia are doing just fine. If you're in a dying industry, demand retraining, demand investment in new sectors, demand actual solutions. We'll bring back the glory days isn't a plan, it's a lie, and lies don't pay bills.
It's January 1st, 2026, and the Victorian government has secretly just released the toughest road laws in decades. If you're between 1 and 10 kilometres over the speed limit, they're going to double your demerit points. If you're more than 20 kilometres over the speed limit, they're going to impound your car for 7 days. Then you have to make an appointment with the court, beg the judge for your car to come back. There's going to be a nationwide phone detection AI computer generated system linked into the cameras to see if your phone is on your lap, whether it's on or not. If you've got your phone on the dashboard on one of those holders, this AI is apparently so good, it watches eye movement to see if you're reading text. Now that doesn't matter whether the car's moving, you're at a red light, or you've parked your car. If you are sitting in your car and reading your phone or texting, they will fine you. Now the first fine will be $500, and 4 demerit points. The second and every subsequent fine after that is $1,000 and suspension of your license. Now, here's a good one for people that like to travel. From now on, if you travel more than 4 hours, it is mandatory for you to have a 30-minute rest every 4 hours. How are they going to catch you? Easy. A lot of the every car made after 2024 has an inbuilt log system in the computer. If a police officer pulls you over, they are able to access that computer if they suspect you're driving more than 4 hours. If you've been driving more than 4 hours without a 30-minute rest, you get a fine. Now, this is plain revenue raising, nice and simple. If it was for your safety, they would have advertised this. But we are in the debt, in the hole so much it's ridiculous. So they're going to pump us more taxes and revenue raising and fines. This is about them trying to fill the massive hole in their budget. Drop your comments. What do you reckon?
The Australian road laws are wild. AI surveillance, mandatory rest breaks, fines for checking your phone while parked, real government overreach. But notice the difference. Australians are mad about policies that actually exist. Real laws, real enforcement, real consequences. Meanwhile, MAGA folks are furious about litter boxes that don't exist, bathroom wars that affect nobody they know, and immigrant caravans that never materialize. When you spend all your energy fighting imaginary problems, you miss the real ones destroying your life, like losing healthcare, or your job, or your farm. Outrage is easy. Solutions require focus on what's actually real.
Election, Wesley.
West Virginia is straight up Donald Trump, without a doubt. And everybody, I have not talked to one person that does not love the results of this election.
Why do you think West Virginia loves that man so much?
His values, his morality. I know everybody screams economy. It's not just economy, it is his morals. Their country's morals went, and he gives you the feeling, he gives you a feeling of good morals. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'll stop right there.
How does West Virginia feel about, men getting pregnant and...
It's impossible. It's impossible. Men don't get pregnant. Men don't get pregnant. It's impossible.
But according to them...
they're wrong. They're wrong.
And we should put pregnant men in the military up there. and we should let trannies have rights more than our rights. And,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And men cannot get pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've got we're not going to have as many litter boxes in bathrooms anymore. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about the litter box. I know about the tampons, but not the litter box.
They're putting litter boxes in the bathrooms because the kids think they're cats. And the teachers have to treat them like cats. And then when the parents go, you've been letting my kid pee in a litter box for all semester? They're like, oh yeah, well we can't talk to you about it because it's between us and the student.
Well, so the teachers are the problem also.
Yeah.
Just like not all the universities, but a lot of the universities across this country are the problem. They are the problem. It ain't me and you. It's, you know what I'm saying.
Our country's just going to be stronger. We're not going to be soft anymore.
Exactly.
The world's
Don't
going
it make you feel better?
Yeah, the world's going to respect us. Like
Yes.
we got our mojo back.
Yes, and you can feel it. I've got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I can feel it. I can feel it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
His values, his morality, multiple divorces, sexual assault allegations, mocking disabled people, family separations at the border, calling entire countries slurs, hush money to adult film stars. And this is the moral leader? Look, support whoever you want for whatever reasons, economics, judges, whatever, but don't dress it up as morality when it's clearly something else. That's where credibility dies. If you're gonna support someone, be honest about why. Because when you claim the moral high ground while defending the indefensible, you don't look principled. You look like a hypocrite. And people notice. Trust me.
Here, take this microphone.
United States Senate from West Virginia. I must sadly say that I no longer support Zach.
Check my shirt out. The famous Appalachian artist, Jamie Miller, made this shirt, Crush Ice. I love it. So if you haven't seen that video that Eric Engel posted, go check it out. This is the second male candidate that we've had running who has been accused of some kind of shit with women, right? So Zach Shrewsbury was accused of basically inappropriately touching a massage therapist 3 times and flirting with her, and issued this super shitty, like, I'm taking accountability post. And then we've heard nothing from him, but he did hire someone from like DC for his campaign, so he is obviously not stopping just yet, which is a shame, because he really should just step down, because any accusation at this point in time in this climate should be taken seriously. You know, we're in the position we're in because people don't believe women. And then we have the other candidate, Rio Phillips, who's still harassing people with these long ass voice messages where he's ranting and raving, and honestly it's kind of scary. And he seems to only do it to women, and these 2 men are still running. And Rio, I believe, just spoke at like an Ohio Democratic Women's Committee. He's also doing it here in Charleston, West Virginia still. So why are these women letting these men continue to use funds, take donations, right? Oh, and I believe Zach Shrewsbury had like $10,000 worth of the last time he ran, he had like $10,000 worth of Grubhub that he used from campaign money. Rio Phillips has also used campaign money to, I think, live off of. Allegedly, these are things that I have been told, but again, like, why are we letting these shitty ass men run? We need a woman.
2 Democratic candidates in West Virginia, both accused of inappropriate behavior with women, sexual harassment, creepy voice messages, misusing campaign funds, still running, still fundraising, still getting support. This person is absolutely right to call it out. If we're holding one side accountable for predatory behavior, we better hold our own side accountable too. Otherwise, it's not about principles, it's just team sports. Too many people give their side a pass. They'll rage about the other party's misconduct, but ignore identical behavior from their own candidates. That's how we end up with a system full of predators, because nobody enforces standards, just loyalty. Believe women across the board. Not just when it's convenient, not just when it helps your team, always. Because if you only believe women when they accuse your enemies, you don't actually believe women. You just hate your enemies.
We need a woman. I would vote for any woman at this point over any man running, period. But the fact that we still have these men still have apparently base is big enough to continue going is disturbing, because like I said in my previous post about this, y'all will get on here and defend these men still. And they will make excuses for these men still after bitching and moaning. Griping and moaning on, y'all. You will talk shit and be angry that people do not listen when it comes to, you know, Donald Trump, the allegations against him, the fucking criminal cases that have been won against him, and people still don't believe what's going on, but we're still supporting these candidates. What the actual, y'all? We believe women, we stop supporting these men. Zach needs to step down, Rio needs to step down. You need to step down, and if you have any kind of a real want to make changes and see changes happening in the state of West Virginia, and you want to like win back any kind of respect or dignity at all, you need to step down and you need to support a decent candidate with no allegations of abuse, no allegations of inappropriate contact with women, anything of that nature. Like, do it for the people, assholes.
What's your name, sir?
Charlie Ballard.
Charlie. We're in Trump territory, aren't we?
You sure are.
Tell me about how you feel about the way things went.
I think it went great. Anybody vote for that clown, there'd be something wrong with it. Anybody would vote for Carmela. I don't know why they would, but maybe there's a lot of people that did.
Some people said that they didn't, because nobody wanted to vote for a woman, but I don't think it was that.
No, she didn't have no sense. Anybody been taking care of the border as long as she has? She ain't done nothing.
What do you think she's going to do on her way out? She got fired. Where's she going to go work?
Dog pound, maybe.
That's right.
But that wouldn't be good for the dogs.
That's right. What do you think she's going to take from the White House on her way out? What's she going to take with her?
Anything she can carry. I don't know. It's no telling. But no, this country's in a bad shape when they vote for someone like that.
I know.
So, I don't know. It's I like the way the election went, and anybody would vote for her, they must have something wrong with them.
Can you believe that they're going around saying, oh, the Republicans stole the election this year? That's what they're saying.
They'll say anything. They'll say anything. All the lies they told about him to begin with.
Yeah.
He never gave up, and for everything they supposed to have on him, sort of stupid in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anything nice you can say about Kamala?
Yeah. She's on her way out. Couldn't be better. Best thing that ever happened for her.
Thank you, sir.
What's she going to take from the White House? Anything she can carry. Baseless. Completely baseless. These same people watch classified documents get stolen and shrugged, watched convicted criminals get pardoned and cheered, watched hundreds of millions in election defense donations disappear into private pockets. But somehow she's the thief. Based on nothing. Just vibes and prejudice. Disagree with her policies? Fine. Think she did a terrible job? Legitimate debate. But making up crimes with zero evidence isn't politics. It's just ugly. Criticize people for what they actually did. There's plenty of real material. You don't need to invent scandals. And when you do, you just look unhinged. Credibility matters. Once you lose it, good luck getting it back.
Here we go.
Everyone, it is time for another edition of Thoughts and Prayers. Today's Thoughts and Prayers go out to this guy, Mr. Chris Wright of Richmond, Virginia. Mr. Wright is a single father of 4 and a Trump supporter, a Trump fan.
And I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump fan. Well, obviously there's been things that's been going on that's brought that into question.
What things, you ask? Well, Mr. Wright relies on government assistance for housing for him, his 4 kids, and their dog. And the Trump administration wants to limit assistance to only 2 years. And if that happens, Mr. Wright doesn't know what he'll do. Mr. Wright said, and if he did that, and if I was limited to 2 years, it would devastate me and my children. You see, Mr. Wright is disabled, and supposedly there will be an exemption, but who gets to make that call on who is disabled enough to receive an exemption? Mr. Wright would love to work, but he says with today's wages, he would still need help.
And you've got to pay for rent and electric and everything else on top of food and all that other stuff. You cannot raise families doing that as a single family, as a single provider or anything. It's just not possible.
So to summarize, Mr. Wright is a Trump supporter who only wanted to make America great again, to expose the corruption and cut out the freeloaders and the wasteful spending. It just never crossed his mind that he might be considered wasteful spending. I hope it works out for him. I really do. I'd love to help, but as Mr. Wright said, with the economy as it is, all I can offer is thoughts and prayers.
Chris Wright, single dad, 4 kids, relies on government housing assistance, and now that assistance is getting cut to 2 years maximum. He's disabled, can't work full-time. Even if he could, wages wouldn't cover rent and food for 5 people. He knows this. He admits it. But he voted for the people promising to cut government waste. He just never thought he'd be classified as the waste. It would devastate me and my children. Yeah, no kidding. I feel bad for him. He got conned. He believed the rhetoric about draining swamps and cutting handouts without realizing his own family was on the chopping block. But sympathy has limits. At some point, you own your choices. You voted for this. You cheered for it. You wanted smaller government and fewer safety nets. Congratulations. You got exactly what you wanted. Policy matters more than personality. Read the actual proposals. Understand what you're voting for, because tells it like it is, doesn't pay rent, and pisses off the right people, doesn't feed your kids. Elections have consequences. Sometimes those consequences land on your doorstep. Conspiracy theories don't become true just because you believe them. Voting against your interests doesn't make you principled, make you walks, makes you a mark. West Virginia was sold a dream. What got delivered? Fewer jobs, higher costs, stripped benefits, and thoughts and prayers when the bills arrive. Watching people suffer from their own choices isn't satisfying. It's sad, but sympathy without accountability just enables the same mistakes. West Virginia deserves better, but you won't get better until you demand it. From leaders, from media, from yourself. Drop a comment. Do these folks deserve help, or is this just consequences catching up? Hit that like button and subscribe. Reality doesn't care about your feelings, and neither do the consequences. This is Mind Mirror. See you next time.